Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, I had a voice radio, so today I'm going to be showing you another exciting card from the Sun and Moon Strengthening Expansion Pack. It's multi-switch. Now this is the kind of Sun and Moon 1.1 set. A little extra set. We don't know how we're getting it in the UK yet, but they're getting it in Japan in January. Now, this is an item card, meaning you can play as many as you like during your turn. And what you do is you get to move one energy card from a bench Pokemon to your active Pokemon. Now, at first glance, this sounds kind of like a rubbish energy switch. Because, of course, Energy Switch allows you to move it from one of your Pokemon to another one of your Pokemon, whereas Multi-Switch only allows you to take from the bench to the active. But there's another thing here, which is, shall we say, rather important. It's energy, not basic energy. So we're talking special energy, and as we always talk about with special energy, clearly this is more for double colourless energy than it is for anything else. This card, double colourless energy, is absurd. So, it would take me way too long to sit here and explain why this card could be good. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you, and this is very honest, this is a good card. This has a lot of potential. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give you a variety of examples of where it could be good. If you think of any more, stick them down in the comments, although do remember I probably haven't forgotten these. I just don't want to give you 20 different examples, but I've got a few for you. Slowking. Slowking lets you move an energy from one of your opponent's Pokemon to another. What you really want to do is take something like a double colourless and put it on a pointless Pokemon like a Hooper. Multi-switch allows you to put it back, and there are plenty of attacks that do this. For instance, the new Masquerain from Sun and Moon has an attack that does 30 damage and allows you to move an energy from your opponent's active to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon. And attacks like this will keep coming around every so often. I'll give you another example. We've all had those games where we have a Professor Sycamore in hand, and we've got a double colourless energy that we really don't want to discard, but there's nothing to put it on. Well, now you can put a double colourless on whatever Pokemon you like, and then move it over later. In my Vespiquen deck, I'd constantly have games where I had Unknown, but no other Pokemon. Well, here I can stash a double colourless on the Unknown, and then I can move it over using multi-switch to something like a Vespiquen later on. Now, sometimes you just can use it to switch between attackers. So Alex Hill, he made 9th place at the London International Championships using a Vespiquen Zebstrika deck. And sometimes you want to attack with Vespiquen, and sometimes you want to attack with Zebstrika. So let's say, for instance, your opponent's got an Yveltal out where you really want to attack with Zebstrika. You put a double colourless. But if they then put something like a Darkrai into the active, Zebstrika becomes a terrible attacker, so you multi-switch the energy onto a Vespiquen and off you go. We've got the card Max Potion at the moment, which allows you to heal all the damage on a particular Pokemon at the cost of discarding the energy. So what you can do here is you can move the energy off, then you can Max Potion, and then you don't have a Pokemon sitting on your bench about to be KO'd. You save the energy and you get to heal to stop it getting KO'd. Think about Yveltal. In the early game, you often want to use the attack Y-Cyclone. You put a Dark and a double colourless on Yveltal, you then do Y-Cyclone, moving the double colourless onto one of your benched Pokemon. Well, now you can just multi-switch it back onto the active. And your last example for today, how about Carbink Break? Carbink Break having the brilliant attack that allows you to attach strong energy or basic energy, whichever you like, to one of your fighting Pokemon. Now sometimes, and this is not an optional thing, you have to do it. Maybe you're forced to attach a strong energy from your discard to Carbink, maybe you don't want it there, well you can use multi-switch to pop it on something like a Zygarde later in the game. I cannot go through every possible situation where multi-switch might be good, there are way too many of them. I've just given you a bunch of examples, hopefully that's good, hopefully that's given you a flavour of what multi-switch can do and why multi-switch could be good. But this comes with one giant caveat, ladies and gentlemen. Do you really want to play it? Now, I know that seems a bit silly, that's kind of the caveat for everything, but we have this card Special Charge, which allows you to put 2 of your special energy from your discard back into your deck. Well, how much space do you have in a 60-card deck? The answer, of course, being exactly 60 cards. Do you really have space for this? I think a lot of people would rather just play Special Charge. Play the max potion to discard the energy, Special Charge it back in. Get rid of the energy using Professor Sycamore, Special Charge it back in. Attach the energy with Carbink, retreat to discard it, and then Special Charge it back in. When I'm looking at this card, my first reaction is, oh my god, I love it. That opens up so many options. And my second reaction is, well, how am I going to make space in my deck for this? And to be honest, a lot of the time, I'd rather just play Special Charge instead. How many special energy manipulation cards have I really got space for? And for that reason, I am giving this a solid but unspectacular 3 Wassies. I like it. There are plenty of situations where I would like to use it, but I see this as a classic 61st card. It's a card I really want in my deck, but gosh darn it, I just can't find room for it. Now, there is a comment section, ladies and gentlemen. Tell me what you think about multi-switch. Give me some examples of places where you think it would be used. Tell me if you think I've been too harsh or even too optimistic. There are buttons to both like this video and subscribe to this channel, so get on that, please. And of course, as always, by far the most important thing, look after yourselves until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.